begin with a reign of terror. A few murders here and there.
Hello, children of the night. Welcome back to Blood and Guts, HHN. With me, as always, Mad Matt. How's it going tonight, Matt?
As usual, I'm doing fantastic, Evil Adam, because anytime we get to talk about the event is a good night in my book. So how about yourself? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, and it's going to be a good night because we're going to talk to you about the Dead Coconut Club, one of our favorite HHN. It's like a staple
Yes.
for these kind of things. Every year, for the past few years, they've had the Coconut Club, and it, last year I felt like was a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't want to say it was lackluster last year.
Maybe a letdown.
It was a little bit, but it was still okay.
Right.
But this year they stepped on the gas.
Yeah.
And they gave us a nice 80s vampire theme on the bottom with a Blumhouse theme on the top with some good photo ops. What do you think about it this year? I thought it was great.
I think you described it perfectly. Like the Coconut Club the year before for HHN 32, like I said, just left a little bit left to be desired.
Yeah.
But now the theming, like I said, it had the good 80s music going.
Oh yeah.
People were vibing. Had those good photo opportunities with like the Black Phone, had Happy Death Day up there, Freaky, all kinds of stuff. If you're a big Blumhouse fan, obviously this was the year that you wanted to go.
Yep.
But I loved the theming of it this year. Just loved how everything was dressed out. I love the fog machines once they got going in the middle of the day, like around 5 o'clock, they turned those things on.
Yep.
And then just to be able to go in there like that one day we did the tour, and
right.
After we'd done that, we decided we'd go to the Coconut Club, grab a drink, relax a few hours before we actually hit the event, and that's just a good way to de-stress and get your mind right. And like I said, everybody that's always there is always so friendly, like our kind of people.
Great staff in there. And they had some new drinks as they do every year. Friends and Fiends, every year they try to do a new couple of drinks. They have your staples too, your Lacto Cooler and your pumpkin beers and whatnot. But this year, the drink that I tried the most, that I enjoyed the most, was called Daggered Lemonade. It was a lemonade drink. And in that hot Florida sun, a good, strong, alcoholic, cold lemonade drink is what you want to cool you off.
Right.
And then so we sat in the chairs outside. We could watch people kind of coming in and out. We could. They had the smoke machines just going. You could sit right in the fog. If you like the smell of the fog and you're like us and you really enjoy the way the fog just smells and the way the fog just like moves around, you can just sit there in the chairs and just chill and just, enjoy that.
I love that. I love like getting there early in the day and just seeing it outside in the daytime. Then I love coming back after the sun is set and those neon lights are really popping. Like it just really stands out. Love the colors that they chose on there. Kind of go with the HHN event itself down there. Like they went with all these neon colors, like brings you back to like the mid '90s, early '90s. So I thought, even though it was like the '80s theme, they kind of blended that aspect to it really well. So, out of all the events we've been to with all the Coconut Clubs, honestly, this one's my favorite.
This one is, this one's my second favorite. The one I liked was the one that had the monsters, the Universal monsters, and all the different like tropical gear. That was my favorite one, but this is the second.
Now, was that from 30? Or
that was
31?
From 31. That was 31.
Okay.
And then last year was the one with where they're all sitting in there, kind of like movie theater projectors and all that.
I did enjoy that.
But this one, it was just, and we love a good 80s soundtrack. When we go to Orlando, we often will drive around in the car, pretend we're in Vice City for just a minute and crank a really good 80s soundtrack. And so this was delivered to us.
Yeah.
This great 80s sound. You had Billy Idol. You had all the classic 80s tunes, that you love in there. The Cars,
Yeah.
Men at Work, like all of them were represented here. So,
And one thing I do love about the Coconut, just mentioned it as well, because like I said, it had the great killer soundtrack they're going with. But depending on the night you go, sometimes they'll have DJs there. Sometimes they actually have live entertainment.
Yep.
Sometimes the Universal Monsters will come in there and walk around, do photo ops and stuff too. So there's so many reasons not just to go one night, but just to pop in there multiple nights just to see what you can run into, what you can find. Like I said, it's always great vibes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll let kids come in there too, and like obviously they're not going to serve alcohol to kids, but like I said, so they can experience those photo opportunities. So I think that's really cool on Universal's part. Now at the same time, you don't want to see kids in there once it's actually really hopping and stuff, because that's just really not a place they should be.
Right.
But it's definitely, if it's something where you're planning your trip, if you've never experienced it, you need to do it at least once. Go in there and just check out how they decorate everything. They always do, for the most part, do a fantastic job. They really did this year.
Yeah.
So
it's a good way to kick it off too.
Yes.
Your night, like you said, after the tour or before going into the event, it's a great way to kick it off and get you into that headspace.
Yeah.
Get you a little alcohol in you so that you got some liquid courage if you need to go into these houses. And it's just great though. I mean, I think that the photo ops upstairs too, and we got some footage we're going to put in. The grabber photo op was the best.
Yeah, I love that one.
Obviously, for me, I love that one. And we took several pictures with the grabber,
Right.
Acting goofy with the phone,
Right.
and all that. It was just great this year. And I think we spent more time there this year than we did last year in there.
We did.
And it just kind of felt better to us,
It did. Like I said, I always enjoy it. So with that being said then, we always do the Goldblum scale. How would you rank the Coconut Club for this year?
This year, I give it 4 out of 5 Goldblums.
For me, like I said, it's my favorite year. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
5 Goldblums.
Until another one comes up, it outdoes this one, that's going to be my 5 out of 5 for the Dead Coconut Club this year.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what they do with it this year. It seems like Creative is always kind of outdoing themselves with it.
Right.
And, with this year being more budget cuts because of Epic and all that stuff, I'm hoping that the creative team really gets to go all out this year.
Me too.
For 34.
Me too. That's one thing. I know we're still a few months away for tickets drop and speculations, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see what type of theme overall they're going with. So then you can kind of get a hint of what the Coconut Club might be to coincide with what the event's going to be.
Right. And right now, as it stands at the recording of this, the Mardi Gras Tribute Store has just opened, and it looks fabulous. So if that's any indication of what's to come for the Coconut, then we're in for a real good year.
We're in good shape.
We're in good shape. Oh yeah, because if you see what they did to the Tribute Store, then if they can do that and add a little, step on the gas a little bit more for the Coconut, then it's just going to be great this year.
Awesome. Well, friends and fiends, let us know for HHN 33. Did you make a trip to the Coconut Club? If you did you take advantage of those photo opportunities with the grabber or the killer from Freaky? Let us know in the comments.
That's right. And remember, stay spooky.
You made it to the end of the video, friends and fiends. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.